Welcome back, everyone. I'm back here at Saritan's camp, and I noticed just in time that I was getting to the end of my experience bar, so therefore I turned that off. And I'll be rated level to 23 whenever I'm at the right point for that. First, let's
What do you need?
turn the bow back, and I have a choice between getting his bear bow and some power potions. Yes, both useless to a Beorning.
What do you need?
Never can argue with money.
Greetings.
Uzor. Another letter written in black speech, Pineclaw, and its meaning evades me as did the other. What did you expect? This one, however, bears the mark of the white hand. I must know what message this letter bears. This is not a task for you. I have finally discovered information on the whereabouts of Radagast, but there's something that you should see first. Alright, and what is that? Much better armor, but with agility. Oh well. It'll help in my attacks at least, I guess.
Greetings.
As I was returning from the lands of the east, the night sky over Weathertop was lit by bright flashes of white light, akin to lightning. Yet no clouds darkened the sky, and of thunder there was no sound. I think that no ordinary storm visited Amansul that night. I ask you to search the ruins at the top of Weathertop and see if there's anything you could find there. Alright, so let's search the top of Weathertop. And let's see if I choose the right route this time. My record on choosing the right route up Weathertop is pretty poor. So if you were in hopes of seeing the perfect way up the hill, then I'm afraid you're more likely than not are going to be disappointed. I have found more bad ways up this hill than I would care to recount. And I think sometimes I've come up the right way, but I thought it was the wrong way. Right? Yeah, this. The number of times I think a couple of times I've come up this way and thought, oops, I completely came up the wrong way. It looks like a blind one, but you have this sudden turn up here, and now you have the perfect path up. And this is by far the quickest way up the hill. Well, assuming you get by that little bump in the road. And I have been playing this game for over 7 years. And it's only with my last run of the Beorning where I finally figured out the best way of getting there. Alright. Okay, I found a rubbing of ruins and put it into my backhand. Since I didn't find as many birds as I thought I would be finding, I'll also kill a couple of these birds as I'm up here. Normally I have this quest well done by the time I get up to the top of Weathertop. Now these birds are infamous in the role-playing server on Landraville simply because they have players, higher level players here, whose job during the Weatherstock event is to keep these birds in check and to make sure they don't kill the low-level players that are often attending the concert. Oh, okay. Hello? You won't let me. Okay, I can't get to them that way. We'll get to them this way. Thank you. The Adventures of Floyd and DeWitt. And find them in the Lone Lands. And maybe someday I'll have a character that's intrepid enough to actually find every single one of their locations. Nah, I haven't managed it yet. Now, I suppose if all I cared about was the deed, I could have done it a long time ago just by... Oh, see, I taking one of the alternate means down, it looks like. Alternate means ankle crunchy. Alright, well, let's have a few more ankle crunches. So I found the perfect way up this time, and of course taking that back down would have also been nice and perfect. But this is more usual to my style, where I completely take the wrong way around and... Let's see where I can... Yeah, this way. Hello, pillager. How's pillaging going around? Done. Let's head back down this way. And speak with Candace one more time. I'll assume that, yeah, we're still at 22. Oh, we're to Anloff. That's a level 23 quest. Interesting. That's when they're expecting us to get to the inn, then, I guess?
What do you need?
Right, thank you for killing the birds.
What do you need?
Ah, you have found something. Let me see the rock rubbing you have made. The runes are common, but I do not know what they signify. I'm afraid this does not tell me much of the lightning, but it tells me something of the source. Likely the same person responsible for sending you to me. That's right. That's why I'm saying it's a little bit confusing about Saraden sending us here because he saw lightning, because the lightning was caused by Gandalf, who sent us here in the first place. It's all confusing.
How can I be of service?
I have news of Radagast, but I must ask you once again for assistance here. The letter you recovered from the Bleak Rift speaks of the orcs' true goals, taking control of Amansul. Orc forces are to move towards the crest of Amansul here to cover of night, and will move in on a large group, establishing small units along the paths from the larger force. We cannot stand against the force when they are assembled, but we can once they are splintered. They wish to establish a base that will allow them a vantage point over the entirety of the Lonelands. We cannot allow this, of course. So let's go and retake Weathertop. And this one has two versions, a solo and a group version. So I'll be doing the solo version for reasons that should be obvious.
Now a refuge for orcs. Candace the Ranger strives to break their foothold in the Weather Hills.
Alright, and let's go. The leaders have all gathered on the hill. So let us head up. Hey, goblins! I didn't bother checking the level of this quest. Retake Weathertop is level 23, which means I should turn that back on. So I think I turned it on and off at a decent point. By the time I get to the top, I should be level 23. Well, it seems like there are a couple of level 22 goblins around here. And no one here but us bears. We'll try that again. Oh yeah. To attract a few extras. That helps to split their forces up a bit. Apparently they don't all want to investigate together. Alright, that wasn't good. There we go. Leveled! So at some point I'll get an extra point to spend. Alright, he goes and gives his speech. Remember the torches, light the bonfires, this may help you. We need to be swift! These orcs must be driven from the lone lands. We cannot fail here. Right. The path diverges ahead. I shall follow the trail to the right. You follow the path to the left. And I'm sure all the miles will be on the left side since I'm a ranger and I'm useless, yes. Wait until we have passed the site before you proceed. Remember, you must defeat the leaders of this warband if we are to discourage them. Okay, candidates might be one of the less useless rangers. We'll meet at the crest of Weathertop. Alright, and let's head on. Before we do that, let us see what we have here. We'll let them bleed a little bit more. Bring this up. And now we're going against orcs instead of goblins. I know, big difference. Really big difference. Just a bear. Don't worry about it. Nothing to worry about. Oh. One down. Two down. Well, these are conscripts, so being able to take care of 3 at a time of these should be no problem at all, since they're greenies. It's when I get surprised when I take care of 4 normals at a time. Alright, up here. Goblin! Whap, whap. Actually, I said that this is the 3rd time I've taken a Beorning through these levels. That really, I guess you could say it's my 4th time, because I did do it once on Borer before it went live to test it out on the Extra Life Day. I guess this is really, so it's the 3rd time I've done it on live, but 4th time overall. First major checkpoint. Completed Orc Slayer. So already, we're only in the first area of the Lone Lands, and we've already completed the first half of the Orc Gate, or the first third, I guess, technically. Considering that the way the deeds progress. Hey. I don't know why ferocious war requires a weapon. It seems rather strange because to me it sounds like, oh, you know, you're giving out a yell. Why do you need a weapon in order to give out a yell? Alright, let's see. What do we have here? Okay. Well, soon after I record this, there is going to be an update, maybe with a couple of changes to the Beorning. Maybe that could be one of them. Not sure if... Probably not what I would consider one of those priority matters. We'll see. Let's get up the hill now. Feels nice and warm. Fortunately, we had the rain to put out the fire that was on me. A nice synergy there. Now this is, of course, one place where I do miss not having those... Not having the... having the throwing axes from being a weaponsmith. Oh, come on! I go through all that trouble to go into bear form and they knock me out and throw me into human form. Now that's just not fair. Orcs and goblins, they have such a synergy of annoyance. Or as I've always say, the only thing more annoying than a goblin is a goblin riding a warg. Alright, now... Oh, another one. Alright. More join in the party. The more the merrier. Alright, up, down, and... Oh, these two. The fire throwers make things even more annoying. That's just, in case you didn't think goblins were annoying enough, then they have them throwing fire down on top of you. You didn't want to think that they might not have been annoying. So let's take care of moose first. Now we can take care of this. All we have to do now is get to the top and see Candace. He's gonna ask us why we took so long. You surely he took the shortcut. I'm pretty sure he took the shortcut because I showed you earlier what's the quickest way to get up Weathertop, because I actually found it today. Oh, and Mr. Warg! And I certainly didn't take the quickest way up, so I'm certainly not taking the quickest way up there right now. And when you consider how many mobs I had to kill in order to get up here. Good. Oh. You're not dead yet? Next. And now this guy is looking to get some help, which of course is rather futile when you're considering that we have just killed all his health off. Now we get to come up here. You have done well, Pineclaw. Better than I expected. Urukai and orcs nearly bested me. I'm surprised you heard of Urukai if you never heard of the White Hand before, since I always had the impression that the Urukai were peculiar to the White Hand. I will open up the gate and hold the rear guard, and he isn't exactly in his best shape. Now why he has to open up the gate, I don't know. Now I've got to wait a moment in here because inspiration. Well, once I do that, now you know he's on. Why I need inspiration against this signature, I don't know. And I certainly don't need it against this guy or this guy. Well, all right. Maybe it's getting up to the little point now where it wouldn't hurt. And then the entire point of this is this troll, which is an elite. So personally, I think this troll should have been made a signature, and that they slowed this stuff. Actually, the fight would have been slowed down by definition if they took away the inspiration. So I think it should have been done without inspiration. Good, we are done! Yay! So I think it should have been done without inspiration. Slowed down the tempo of the fight a little bit so that we didn't have to face the head Uruk and the troll near to each other, so we could have a break in between, maybe a little bit of a cinematic in between or something like this, and that could have slowed down the tempo so that we could have gotten a little bit rest between the two signature fights. And I think it would have been a reasonable one without inspiration. But alright, and we are out of here. And that's it for this episode. So next time, we'll see what the aftermath is in our retaking of Weathertop in our next episode of Pineleaf Plays.